Testing 1, 2, 3. All I've got to remember is a model number. And I look at it 3 times and I keep on forgetting it. How many more takes? Wake up. Hello there and welcome back to the channel. Today on the bench is a Toshiba 16-inch television. It's a 160RB5. It's from the sort of late 80s, something like that. It's got a SCART socket. It's a little bit molested. Again, front panel's missing here. It's quite scratched. There's quite a few scratches and stuff on it. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. Not powered it up. Let's power it up and see what happens. I always sort of wait for these sort of times because I like it when they go bang, because it's good content. I get more views, but also it means I've got a lot more work to do. I do like these sets, I've got to admit. These Toshiba ones, I used to have a little Toshiba 14-inch one, very similar to this. Back in the late 80s. My mother bought it for me for Christmas one time, and I think I watched the Winter Olympics 1987 on it or something like that. Oh, I can't remember. I was quite young, and it was a little black one, and yeah, this is the bigger brother of that one I had when I was a teenager, and yeah, it's very dusty, very dirty. The power button works at least, so at least we're going to get something out of it. It is a remote set. There's a remote thing over there, and also there's a remote sensor there and a LED status for the channel. It is a mess. It is a mess. I've got no idea if this thing's going to work. So what I'm going to do is I'll have a quick look inside, just to make sure everything's okay and safe to actually turn on, and then let's see what happens. So let's get this open. I've checked the plug, everything's fine, so that's good. Yeah, let's get this open and see what we see, and then let's see whether it goes sparky bang bang, fluff fluff bang, smoke. So it looks actually quite good in here. It's a little bit of dust here and there, but the yellow cap here isn't overly got lots of dirt and dust on it. This is just dust from the coming into the cabinet. We've got the circuit board for the inputs. Looks like we've got some sort of teletext possibly. Tiny little flyback. I'll show you that in a minute. Yeah, I think this looks all right. Let's have a look. Let me get you down and let's have a look at it. So here's that tiny little flyback. Oh, it's absolutely diddly. Oh, really tiny. That looks like either mains or to the degaussor, something. It looks like degaussor. So we got the neck board there. It's very not corroded around here. As you can see up there, there's virtually no dust. This is an A38EAC00X. No dates as such. 160R5BZ. I think that's the model number. But yeah, it's not bad in here. It's surprisingly good. Typical mid to late 80s build. Let's go on the other side. As you can see, there's just a bit of dust there. Nothing too much. So yeah, it's all right. It's okay. It's a shame about the front panel being missing, but yeah, well, we might be able to find one. There's a bit of crap on that transformer there. Got a fuse there we need to check. Looks like a screen resistor, screen voltage resistor, PTC by the looks of it, or I'm not sure, that might be the PTC or that one, I don't know. Caps look okay. Yeah, everything all looks good. The caps all look fine. All the ones in the high temperature areas seem fine. That could be horizontal and vertical. Sorry, this cable's in the way. Horizontal and vertical, or vice versa, I'm not sure which. Yeah, all looks fine. Some sort of regulator here. C367B, something like that. Anyway. Yeah, looks interesting. So have a look at the neck board. Take that off. All looks good, just a little bit of dust. Can't seem to see inside the tube. I don't think I've got something that small. Yeah, let's put this back on. Okay, all looks quite sensible to me. Yeah, I think I'm going to power this up. I think I'll put the board back in slowly. Or I'll try and get it in. There we go. I think we'll power this up and see what happens. Okay, so you're in 50 Hertz mode rather than 60. It's plugged in. I haven't switched it on yet. I'm just sort of going through my mental checklist of when I do this type of stuff. Okay, it's on load, switched off. I'm going to apply power now. Oh, actually, no, what we're going to do is, before we do that, I'm just going to do a quick check on the plug itself. Turn the power on, just make sure that I haven't got a dead short on this set. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, 82 ohms. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's turn it down one. Yeah, we've got some corrosion on the pins. 77 ohms. Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's not too bad. Okay, it's not a dead short, which is good. I'm just going to give the pins a little bit of just a gentle file down because they're looking very corroded. Okay, so after repositioning everything so that you can see it as well as the bulb is over there, just over there, and all the switches are there. TV, power switch. Let's turn the power on and let's power up and see what happens. Okay, so that's the degaussor, nice and bright. Oh, there we go. There we go. Something's going on there. Oh, there we go. It's trying to start up. Okay, so we've got it in standby mode here. If you watch that, the number one comes on. If I press this one, yeah, it wants to try and start. So not enough power. So right, okay, let me put a 150 watt bulb in. Get a 150 watt bulb. Brand new bulb. There we go. Supposedly brand new bulb. There we go. So let's see what we get from this. Turn on. Okay, ready. Oh, there we go. We have something. We have a picture. The filaments are glowing just there, very, very dimly. Okay. Minor anticlimax, really. The bulb is getting brighter, slowly brighter. So, let's get a video source in and see whether we can get a picture. Okay, so we've got a video source. That's fine. Let's just make sure that it's outputting. I'll just press this button, which I think was some sort of tuning, telling me what they mean. Oh, there we go. We have colour. It's... oh, there we go. You know, it ain't that bad. So the bulb is still running over there with a 150 watt bulb, protecting the TV so that if anything does happen, then we've got it. So that must be the SCART in, SCART out. Okay, well, what an anticlimax. A decent little picture. Wow. Dead impressed. So, okay, what we're going to do with this. Let's give it a clean up. It's working, it's running. I've not had to do really anything with it. I'll find the service manual with it. But yeah, that's not bad. The focus is a little bit off, I'd say. But also it's very, very, very grubby. So, okay, cool. Let me put it on time lapse as I give this a clean up. I don't think this TV was used very much. There's very little dust inside here at all. I'm trying to see what the stamps say. There's stampings on the plastic just here. So 1986, late 86, something like that. Wow, it is actually surprisingly clean inside. It's had a bit of damage here. It's had a good few bangs in it. It was probably very well looked after and then just left to one side. Yeah. The inside is virtually, well, it's got a bit of dust in the bottom, but nothing anywhere remotely crappy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run it for a while with the back off. Let it play for a few hours. The cabinet needs a bit of love and attention. I've got some touch-up paint which might work with this. It's had a good few bangs, but I might be able to do something with it. The black stuff is easier to do than the silver stuff. Finding the panel here is interesting. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's no markings at all on what the controls do. It's a good size, 16 inch. Slightly easier to use than the 14s. Just looking over the capacitors, everything seems fine, but also it all looks pretty bog standard values. So later on I'm going to run it for a while, see how it goes. And if there's any issues, then I can address it, or I can just do a straightforward bulk recap once the set has been running for a while. It may not need it. It may not need it. This might be one of the few TV sets out there that I have to actually not do anything. You know, it's in such good condition internally that actually doesn't need much. It's all the cosmetics that need to be sorted. Okay, so it's back together again. It's had a clean up. It looks a little bit better. Let's plug it in. Turn on. Okay. Tell you what, let's go straight to bypass. So, let's see whether it remembered the channel. It did. Got a little bit at the top there. Yeah, it needs a little bit of tweaking. Let's try the SCART. So what the hell's happened to the picture? So it's happened with the RF, I think. It could be just me, I think. There we go. Well, that's interesting. The whole picture shifted down a little bit. I immediately see that. The colours are excellent. They're really, really, really good. So let me just adjust your focus. There we go. That's a bit better. Yeah, that's not bad. Frequency response is good, though it tails off quite quickly. The 3 megahertz looks like it's a bit off. But this thing's been off for quite some time, so I can't say anything wrong with that. Let me turn the top light off. I can't see anything wrong with that. Let's just zoom in a little bit more. That to me looks near perfect. Wow. Actually a little bit up the top there. Yeah, there's a little bit of convergence, but it's, yeah. This thing literally has just been started and turned on. Okay, linearity's pretty good. The vertical linearity's good. There's a little bit of hooking on the little corners, but nothing serious. What I might do is I might adjust the contrast just a little bit. Position is a little bit off, but yeah, it's a little bit down rather than anywhere else. But yeah, the grayscale's good. We've got some sort of striping going on here. Let me get this set up. Yeah, there's sort of some hashing going on this way. I can see it's maybe not in the camera, but that's pretty good. Wow, that's bright. That's very bright, very clear, very good. I don't think this TV's been used that much. It may look like a scruff ball, but yeah, that is pretty damn good. Let me just adjust the ISO just a little bit. Yeah, that's about right. So the whites are fantastic. Yellow, cyan, green, purple, red, blue, black. Yeah, good. Red is awesome. That is very bright. There's no purity issues at all. No purity issues at all. Green is vibrant, beautiful. So is the blue. This is a very strong tube. Not perfect. Yeah, that's fine. Again, there's this very faint hashing going across, but yeah, it's all right. I think it's just age. So 1 meg, 1.5 meg, 2 meg, megahertz, 2.5 meg, and 3 megahertz, and we can see the lines on 3 megahertz. So yes, this thing's waking up. You can see it. Wow, it's good. It's very good. I'm mildly impressed. What a little find! And I was going to leave. I was going to leave this behind. I nearly didn't get this. Yeah, that is excellent. Right, okay, let me turn the lights back on. Close your eyes, please. Well, oh my word, what a little find. It needs cosmetics, there's no doubt about it. A lot of this needs sorting. There's so many dents and dings and scratches, and there's a chunk taken out there. However, what I've got is I've got some silver paint which sort of matches it, so I might have a go at trying to tidy the cabinet up and do something with it. It's never going to look perfect, but yeah, that's not bad. That is not bad. This is a very, very worthy candidate for a recap. And remember, the replacing the capacitors is to prevent it, the capacitors, when they do fail, from taking out any delicate silicon. People complain about, oh, we should never recap it, only replace the parts that you need to. Absolutely. Back when it was economically a thing, whereas with a lot of vintage CRTs, there's so few of them left now in terms of it's getting a good one, that when you do find something, you want to preserve it. And yes, replacing all the capacitors in one go, you can get issues if you're not careful. But in my experience, if you've got something like this and you get some good quality caps and replace them and do it in batches and then test the TV, perfectly fine. And again, you have to set the TV back up again. What that means is that if I leave this TV and a capacitor fails and short circuits and then takes out some delicate silicon, it's a bigger job than actually just replacing the capacitors. 15-20 years ago, you would have kept on running and just replaced the ones which have failed. Now, in the current climate with vintage CRTs, you want to preserve them because they're valuable. And apart from the big capacitors, which usually do not have a problem, all the tiny small ones will get replaced in this. There's no doubt about it. It's a absolute little find. Yeah, so really the only thing letting this TV down is a bit of the cosmetics and this flap here, and also the fact that we're missing an entire whole panel there, I think, down there. So yeah, as you can see, that whole thing needs sorting. So I need to mark those controls, work out what they are, and then start trying to find a replacement flap for it. Well, this is one of the few this is one of the few times when I've really not had to do anything. It's just started up. So cosmetics, and then I'll do a recap at some point. I probably won't do a video about that one. I'll do that one separately. You've seen me recap so many times. Yeah, and might even push this into service over in the corner there. Yeah, and see how it goes. But I'm definitely going to run. Oh, actually, I think we need to do my traditional running up of arcing space. Hold on. Yeah, I am very pleased with this. Let's see. Might see a little bit up there. Yeah. So I think the vertical needs to be moved. I think I mentioned that before. Going to get a bit more of a clean up. I'm going to switch out the other Toshiba I've got and put that in its place, and let's run this as a daily. Yeah, not there. Yeah, I just need to adjust that. That's not a problem. Again, that will be a control on the circuit board, which is basically vertical position, or even vertical size. It might be a little bit off, but that's quite straightforward. As soon as you get in there, you'll see the pots and the little potentiometers. I don't know what these buttons do. I need to get the manual. I do think there is a capacitor or something, because there's lines going across the screen. Don't know whether you can see it in... I can see it, but there's angled lines going across. That is pretty damn good. Nice. Really, really nice. Really nice. Let's see what it looks like when we go to bright lights on the opening.
We better stick with the doctor, don't you think? Yes, that's better.
Wow, that blows the camera out. It's so bright. That's pretty good.
Can't quite place the period. Doctor, look! In a minute, Sarah. None of it seems to work now, anyway.
Okay, so I'm going to leave this television running. let it warm up, then I'm going to then start adjusting pots and so forth. It's had a bit of a rough time getting here. I'm going to sort out the cosmetics, and I think I'm going to put this in as the daily driver over in the corner of my workshop. I think it's well worth doing that. The picture is excellent, absolutely excellent. Not Sony Trinitron excellent, but very, very, very close. It's not bad. It's lovely and clear, good colours, good contrast and brightness and definition. Oh yeah, this is nice. I've just got to maybe try and spend a bit of money finding the flaps and stuff if I can. I haven't really seen one of these in a very long time, so okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.